Welcome back to Sports Wrap Live, everybody, where we are at Junction Bar and Grill, and we have the Sports Wrap Lounge packed to the gills. If you guys want to watch all the big sports events, y'all need to come to Junction Bar and Grill, 160 West Gray, in the shadow of downtown Houston. While everybody's tuned in to the Super Bowl right now, and of course we have it on all 43 screens in the building, even in the bathroom here.
Yeah, everywhere.
Man.
Everywhere.
If you need to excuse yourself, go to the men's room, the game is on with full audio. So, but hey, while we're waiting for this game to end, of course, we're going to wrap it all up here on the Sunday wrap-up on Sports Talk 790. Let's get into some NBA talk. And, hey, we had Maurice Bob on from Slam Magazine the other night. And, of course, Maurice always brings the insight. But we're going to look at some of the weekend's action, and we're going to start right here in H-Town because the Rockets get no love, L-O-V-E, from Minnesota as they continue to struggle with the young T-Wolves. And Scola has no love lost for the Wolves as the big man gets stepped on in the process.
He got his face crunched. Like it was a drive-by, like the play had already happened and he already gotten beat. And then Scola basically was still laying there, and Kevin Love decided he could have stepped around him, but he stepped right on over and through him, over his face. It's kind of disrespectful. I think he's probably going to get a 2-game suspension at him. Whoa. And it might be retaliation for earlier in this week whenever we saw Kevin Love had the ball bounced off of him by Scola sort of in his neither region.
Go ahead, Dominic.
So I thought that would be a good idea to be a poll, a website poll perhaps. Would you rather get ball thrown to the balls or stepped in the face?
That's a great poll question. Andrew?
Neither? I think I'd have to go with the step to the face because he really didn't step on his face. He kind of stepped around his face. Whereas if you get hit in the groin area, that's you don't even want to mess with that. Especially from Luis Scola throwing it right at you.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not like a C, like none of the above.
No.
Or a technicality like I'm wearing a cup, to protect me there.
Nope.
I would rather say in the nether regions, just because that's more of an injury that you can't see. Like you could see a big old Spalding on your face, but it to the nether regions, nah. I'd rather go with that one. It's gonna hurt a lot more.
Yeah.
But I'll have to go with that one.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, hey, the Rockets need to stay consistent if they even want to have a shot at a mid to low seed in the playoffs. They were kind of flirting there for a minute with San Antonio for the division lead.
Right now, they can be anywhere from the 5 seed in the West to all the way to the 11 seed because it's a 4.5 to 6.5. They did 2-game stretch in between there, 2-game lead, I should say. So it's really anyone's game. I mean, a few weeks ago we were talking about the Lakers on the outside. Now they're the 7 seed.
Yep.
I mean, even Minnesota, we were talking about them. They're 500. They could even be the 5 seed at any point right now. It's anyone's game really from that 5 seed on down.
Well, and a lot of times, February basketball, we kind of kid, we're really not even into what matters. But with this short season, you could blink, and it's going to be playoff time.
Well, part of what I understand about this shortened schedule, Adam, is that I'm looking at the Eastern Conference standings, and Chicago's already played 26 games. Okay, there are teams I'm looking on here that have only played, like Cleveland. They played 22. How can you be have played 4 more games than another team when you're trying to get 4 games in almost every 5 days or every 6 days? That's at least half of a week's worth of schedule. So I'm sort of surprised that teams are already getting brutalized for that. Maybe it'll ease up on them in the second half, and some of these teams that are behind on games will start to cram them in.
Well, I talked about the Rockets battling with the Spurs, and Tony Parker really hadn't heard much from him. There was some chatter at the end of last season.
He hasn't still anyone's wife or girlfriend yet.
No, but it looks like he's trying to steal an all-star spot. Of course,
it's not a joke, Gons. He comes to town, you better lock it up with the wife. Tell her to stay in the house.
It's lock and key. I already know.
Yeah.
I told my girl to watch out.
Yeah.
Anytime San Antonio
and she's Latin, so you know that Tony Parker, that's even more to his flavor.
She kind of looks like Eva.
Well, Tony Parker, I'll tell you what, man, I would not let him around my girlfriend.
Well, hey, he's putting together, his most dazzling year in the last 3 years, and he's doing it against the NBA's hottest team, the OKC Thunder, which the Spurs took down the Thunder last night. He had 42 points, became the all-time franchise assist leader. He took Avery Johnson's record for most assists by a Spur, and they won 107-96 over the Oklahoma City Thunder. He joined Kobe Bryant, Dwight Howard, Anthony Morrow, and LeBron James as the only NBA players to score 40 points this season.
That's pretty impressive. Anthony Morrow, I've heard his name kind of float around, but I'm kind of surprised that he's dropped 40 this season.
Yep.
But, it's a short season, so I don't really know if this is foretelling of, what he's going to do in the second half of the season, because this Spurs team is so veteran, in the years past, it's just
They're beyond veterans.
Let's just get to the playoffs and then let's figure it out,
Shout out to Soccer Talker Luis, who's
as long as they're healthy, that's all I care about.
big time Spurs fan. He's listening right now, watching the Super Bowl on the iHeartRadio app. And of course, you guys can catch his soccer takes right here on Sports Wrap Live from time to time. As we get closer to the Dynamo season, he'll be checking in. Gons, Tony Parker, your thoughts on this guy? Do you think he's still a young guy considering, but do you think this is a revitalization season for him?
I would think so. I mean, the one I actually want to say that's not Tony Parker is Tim Duncan. Like, he's actually been stepping up and playing really well. I would have figured this would have been the year where he averages, 9, 10 points. But he's been getting 20 points per game pretty consistently.
Yeah.
So I would, with Tony, I don't know. I don't know. It's tough for me to say with him. But I would say as far as on that team, my cards are stacked with Tim Duncan as far as a guy trying to get into the All-Star.
Well, this is truly, we've been saying it for a couple years now, but this is truly the last chance for this Spurs team.
Yeah.
You know it's the last chance for? Steve Nash. I forgot he was still in the league.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the stats page right now. He's leading the league in assists, and you hear nothing about this Phoenix team. They are terrible. That's a terrible Phoenix team. They need to get rid of him and start shopping him, see what they kind of draft picks they can get, because that's a guy, Adam, that could really, really help some teams. I mean,
Immediately.
I have no idea if Oklahoma City could have a chance to get him, but that's a team that we have Maurice on. We were talking about how they need a true point guard. He is a true point guard to where he could really distribute the ball and let some of the other guys like Westbrook and sort of do their own thing and create their own shot, so they don't have to, I guess, play the shooting guard for point guard so much.
Right.
I mean, Nash, he needs to be set free.
Right.
Oh, Jeremy Lin.
We'll get to the East in a minute. Kadoma's all excited, man. You know Doma. He loves.
He follows the Ivy League basketball kids. I know how he rolls.
Yes, absolutely, man. He loves him some point guard. But let's continue in the West. We're talking about, pieces to add. Well, it looks like that the Clippers are going to add some more front court beef with Kenyon Martin.
Beef is right. Who's he got beef with?
Man, whose head did he
China.
rub?
China.
Oh, damn, he rubbed their heads?
Kenyon Martin's got beef with the entire country
what's
of China.
the name that has all the tattoos that I'm always ripping on that you saw?
J.R. Smith.
Yeah, I heard his whole family is trying to fight China over there. There was some Deadspin articles this week. They're like, get him out of there because he's about to start World War III and 4.
But he scores 60 points a game.
Yeah, I mean, off the bench, there were some issues with that.
He's gonna have to go Kurt Russell, Big Trouble in Little China. Like, you better watch out, JR.
I don't know, dude. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if China needs to be worried for J.R. Smith or J.R. Smith needs to be worried about China because, that dude.
One or the other.
Loose cannon for sure. Loose cannon for sure.
For sure. Well, hey, this is already an explosive Clippers front court along with the guards. You got Mo Williams contributing to this Clippers team. You got
John
Chris
Legend?
Paul. Yeah.
John Legend?
Yeah.
Oh,
absolutely. Mo, he's always down. He's just a player.
I still maintain that I don't care because this team is still the Clippers. And they're still run by Donald Sterling. So they are doomed to fail.
Los Angeles. It's been renamed Los Angeles.
The West Trailblazers.
Now, you want to talk about a sad story? You talk about Greg Oden this week, how they're talking about how he's unofficially, officially done. He's pretty much never going to play in the NBA ever again.
When do we stop giving hope that he's even going to play again?
When do we stop telling players, hey, the Portland Trailblazers are no longer allowed to draft an actual player? They have to trade all their draft picks every year so they don't actually ruin someone else's career, okay? Seriously, they should trade all their draft picks from the next, I don't know how long, but they have a curse. They're cursed, Adam.
Speaking of trades, do you think that Los Angeles Lakers, keeping it in L.A., do you guys think that they need to make a trade to stay relevant?
Kadoma, you got something on that?
I just wanted to give a shout out Sunday to kickflip down the stairs in a Grizzly grip tee on the Samsung ad.
No.
Yeah.
No way. Nice one. Nice one. Of course, you guys see the Grizzly Grip Tape banner right here at Sports Wrap Live. Live, in person.
Shout out to @SelectSean holding it down, Diamond Supply Co.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're going to have to make sure he knows that that was even on the Super Bowl commercial run here. All right, so Andrew, the Lakers, they need to make a trade to stay relevant?
I think they need to do something, but I also think it's a consolidation year. No matter what they do, they're not going to win the championship. I think they're probably going to make a decent run in the playoffs, but I just don't see them making it to the finals. And if they do, it's just going to take so much for this team to have to deal with the loss of Phil Jackson, a new coach, a new offense, no more Lamar Odom. You still got Meta. You still have to deal with Kobe getting older. You have to deal with the compacted schedule, which is going to hurt Kobe, just because of the fact that he's, having the wear and tear. I just don't see that this is going to be a season where all those things are going to work, all those issues are going to work themselves out. So I think, a trade would help, but only if it's someone that could. If they get Dwight Howard, it's a game changer, and we totally have to reevaluate. I'll have to eat probably a lot of those words. But it's going to take someone of that magnitude, Adam, to take a lot of the wear and tear and a lot of the, the responsibility of scoring and carrying the load every night. Because Kobe will do it all by himself, but whenever we started out the season, Kobe was dropping like 40 every night.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for a terrible record.
Absolutely.
Because he cannot do that anymore. He's not 25 years old anymore,
Yeah, well, then that got him in trouble a couple years ago, when he basically said, okay, I won't have to score. I'll just dish the ball in the playoffs, and they went out in the second round.
Well, that's the season they lost to the Phoenix. I think they got blown out in the game 6 or whatever it was at home. Just crushed.
He basically gave up.
Yeah.
Yep. All right, well, hey, let's move over to the East. Before we do, to the East, my brother, to the East, I got to send a shout-out to BC Smoke Shop. Of course, last week's broadcast at the H-Town Sneaker Summit at Reliance Center was brought to you by BC Smoke Shop, and it sounded great. Shout out to my man DJ Gons for making that sound so good. But if you guys want to get that good glass, that great artwork, some of that detox, if you want to clean your system out, you need to go to our 2 Houston area locations at 7909 Westheimer, also on 1960 and Jones Road, and you shout out Rat Pack, that's RAPPPACK, hashtag on Twitter. You shout it out, you're going to get $20 off a purchase of $100 or more. And that's a deal, because they have got a lot of great pieces. But you know what, man? Hey, we are going to take a call right now on the BC Smoke Shop hotline from my man Byron. Byron, we're going to bring you on the show right now. How you doing, sir? Yeah. Absolutely, man. Where are you watching the game? All right, man. Shout out to Byron, Lavish Life Clothing, and of course, Mr. Sherm up there in NYC. So is Mr. Sherm pulling for these Giants or what?
All the receivers come down, get a little rub against Michael Boley. We've seen it consistently through the night, and really I haven't seen it all season. A linebacker that has the ability to cover that guy right there, Aaron Hernandez, who had to step up today with the injury to Gronkowski, and he certainly has. Brady can slow it down.
Well, it looked like it was the other way around in the beginning. It looked like the Giants were going to capitalize on the Patriots' mistakes, but especially when he starts the game off with a safety. yeah, definitely.
I think.
Well, of course, you're a big part of the Rat Pack, man. We love it when you're out here, and if you're not, you're checking in, man. How are you listening tonight? You on the iHeart or you on Sports Talk 790 AM? Stunning to see him miss that one, especially in that situation. Beautiful, man. Hey, we appreciate that very much, and we'll talk to you real soon. Bye. Yes, sir. All right, well, hey, let's continue with the NBA talk. Of course, he said that was great. He's watching football, but listening to us talk NBA basketball.
Oh, yeah, man. Brady's trying to milk the clock over here, put away the game. He made a couple of big throws, but they just couldn't come down with the receptions. And the Giants' defense stepped up big to get the ball back with a little under 4 minutes left, I believe.
Welker with a huge drop, Adam. Huge drop.
Yes. Well, let's continue. Hey, there's a couple minutes left in this game, so let's run through this NBA segment. And I have a feeling by the time we get done with our next break, we're going to be wrapping this game up. So let's keep it in the East now, as Luol Deng returns to the lineup in Chicago to propel them over a surprising Bucks team. You know, anybody can get hot in a 66-game season, and the Bucks have kind of teetered on making the playoffs. But with
the Bucks are 3 games under 500.
Yeah,
we don't need to be giving them any time talking on this show.
But Luol Deng returns to the Chicago Bulls with the bigger story.
It really looked like there wasn't too much of a contest to me. I mean, the Bulls just look too good. They're by far one of the most entertaining teams to watch in the league this season. A well-polished machine, very athletic, very young. But Tom Thibodeau has them playing like a well-oiled machine, like I said. And they're just steamrolling the competition most nights. And last night was one of those nights, especially with Luol Deng coming back from injury, looking like he didn't even miss a beat.
Man, well, the Giants aren't missing.
That was not a catch. I'll tell you that right now. That was not a catch.
They're going to review that. We're gonna mix in our NFL updates on the game with our NBA talk. Do you think in the Incadoma, do you think Chicago takes out Miami in the end?
I don't know. They look pretty good. I mean, Miami looks phenomenal, but Chicago, like I said, they're running like a team right now, and basketball is a team sport, especially when you get down to the playoffs and you have to depend on certain individuals to win. Sometimes those individuals don't pull through, and we saw that happen last year with Miami. So, you know, what does Denver say? It's we ball, not me ball. So, you know, hey, you never know. But I think Chicago looks really good. I think Miami looks really good in the East. Hopefully the Celtics will get it together by the time they get to the playoffs, but they're looking kind of old.
The Celtics are old, bottom line. I really think that they're done. Their day is done. Let me ask you something. What the hell is Dwight Howard doing? I mean,
what do you mean?
Now he conveniently put Chicago on his wish list.
Everyone's on his wish list.
That's what I mean.
Houston's on his wish list. Every team is on his wish list. Every team should be. He's a great center. Anyone would be fortunate to have him. Yeah. Anyone.
That team is terrible.
Toronto.
They have not. No, Toronto's not on his wish.
Why not? Hakeem went there.
At the end of his career.
Why not?
Yeah.
Rub some salt on that wound.
No. Dwight Howard's looking to go and win a championship right now.
Oh, no, I feel you, man.
I'm tired of this guy's act, man.
Yeah, me too.
Whoa. This is the same act that we had last year with Carmelo.
Yep. Sure.
This is also the same act that we had with, well, sort of in the offseason, but we had with LeBron. But if you're tired of this act, I hope you're tired with all these other acts as well.
Yeah.
Because this is the same scenario.
Knew Melo was going to New York.
Well, we all know Dwight Howard's leaving.
Where's he going, though?
Well, where was Melo going to go?
New York City.
There was all kinds of talk about where he was going to go, though.
They even had him on. They had.
He even
who was on his front lawn from the Rockets?
Maury?
No, Maury showed up to his house.
But then you had, Prokhorov. I talked to Carmella. I talked to Carmella. He liked Jersey. Carmella, come over here.
Nah, he likes the Big Apple.
Even with Jay, Blue Ivy couldn't get him in.
No, hell no. Hell no.
So maybe Blue Ivy thinks Dwight Howard's going, though.
That's a great question. I would like to see him in L.A. I would like to see him either play for the Clippers or for the Lakers.
But you can't play for the Clippers. That's just too many bodies. That's too many frontline bodies.
No, that's too much David Stern power right there.
Well,
he's going to shut that down.
Well, he's got to make sure that New Orleans gets a better deal out of this.
Yeah. Somehow, some way, New Orleans is going to piece of the deal.
If this trade involves New Orleans, somehow New Orleans is going to get annexed out of the league, or they're going to get contracted or something. We have to help New Orleans out, and somehow New Orleans will be no longer in the NBA.
Either that or they'll just make all the stars go back to New Orleans.
Just a little break here in the game action. Bill Belichick just lost a desperate challenge of Manningham making a phenomenal catch for the Giants, tiptoeing down the sidelines, pulling a catch in and getting hit out of bounds to get Eli some room down the field to hopefully make a play to win this game.
Wow, well, all they need is a field goal. I mean, it's a field goal game. We're gonna keep you guys updated. Well, let's keep it in the East, guys. Of course, Philadelphia. They had 6 players score in double figures last night, and Doug Collins has this team playing really well.
Does anyone think they're going to make it to the Eastern Championship?
No, but they could win the Atlantic, which would be a huge story with all the talk for New York.
Well, if you're winning Atlantics, that's cool.
Yeah. But
I mean,
this could be a team for the future, Andrew.
It is. It's a good story. You know, they've had a sort of rebuilding project of sorts. You know, now they have, who's Doug Collins is coach there?
Yeah, and Doug Collins is a great young coach. I mentioned the Knicks in the Atlantic Division. All the tweets, man, you would think that they won an NBA championship with all the tweets and all the hype about Jeremy Lin and his game-winning performance last night.
Jeremy Lin stepped it up big time. He went 10 for 19, scoring 25 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists, and 2 steals, coming in the third quarter and never went back to the bench. Finally, D'Antoni gave him a shot, and he took the game over. A lot of people have been saying the point guard is the Knicks' weak point.
It's the head coach. It's the GM.
But, you know, I'm thinking with that kind of front court, you almost have an all-star front court. It's not going to take much of a talent to get the job done in New York, and Jeremy Lin stepped up last night and proved that.
And he's a Harvard grad.
He is a Harvard grad. It's impressive for him. He was on the Rockets roster, and then they cut him. And then he was on the Knicks, you know, when they came and played the Rockets, and he didn't do much. I have zero faith in this Knicks team. They don't play defense. They flat out do not play defense. They could not get a stop to save their lives, Adam, in a playoff match. Do you think they could?
No.
I really hope they get matched up against Miami or get matched up against someone fun so I can watch that. You know, it'll get some good headlines. But the Knicks aren't going to do anything.
How is this game unfolding exactly like the 2008 game?
You mean where the Patriots are going to get the ball last and win?
Yeah.
No, it's funny because
the Giants.
It's funny because when that
No, the Patriots are going to get the ball last, is what I'm saying. With like a minute left.
And win it?
I think they could.
Possibly. I would say with that catch, they had a shot of Tyree.
Yeah,
I was
on
like,
deck.
no one's having that super glue, you know, on their helmet right now.
Absolutely not. All right, well, hey, all-star starters were announced. You know, I don't want to get into that now. We're running out of time in this segment, but the reserves will be announced this Thursday. Of course, the NFL action will start to wind down after tonight, and we're going to get into more NBA, more college basketball as we head towards March Madness, and we will get into some of that, of course, throughout the next weeks as we head to New Orleans and the Final Four. All the games will be available on Sports Talk 790. But speaking of All-Star, we have to unveil our own All-Star rapper squads. We drafted last Sunday at the H-Town Sneaker Summit, and you're going to be able to vote on Twitter, on Sports Rap Live, and on Sports 790 starting this week. And, of course, we are going to announce the winners.
Wait, Andrew Bynum made the All-Star team?
He's starting. He's starting.
I guess there are no
You see why
centers
I'm
left.
not announcing?
Yeah.
No, because Yao Ming's not there to get the world vote anymore.
Damn it, Yao.
So yeah, so
It's going to be Jeremy Lin.
oh jeez, he's in the East, unfortunately. All right,
It's like a college squad.
breaking news right there. All right, let's run it down real quick. All right, I'm going to tell you who I took, and I'm going to tell you my starting 5 and my 6th man, and you'll be able to find all the videos of these artists up on sportsraplive.com starting tomorrow morning. At point guard for Team Rap, we have Del the Funky Homo Sapien. At shooting guard, we have Kanye West. At small forward, rest in peace, the man, Pimp C, of course. Power forward, I want him down there boxing out, getting rebounds. We got Killer Leon. At the center position, of course, holding it down for the city and my squad, Bun B. And coming off the bench, straight from Minneapolis, Minnesota, where they'll step on your face, my man Slug from Atmosphere. Andrew, tell us who you took.
I got Lil Wayne, Eminem, ODB, Busta Rhymes, Dr. Dre, and Tupac.
Team Crazy.
Now I'm running a small lineup out there. It's basically all guards, maybe one forward out there. It's kind of like a Missouri college basketball team right now. Dr. Dre is my player coach. He's the 6-man player coach.
And he's making all the beats.
Yeah, he's making all the beats, but he's a 6-man player coach. So we got our starting 5 out there. They're all fast. We're just gonna run you at the gym. We're gonna press the whole time. It's a full court press the whole time. It's 40 minutes of madness. We're just gonna try and run you to death.
What are you wearing on the sideline as coach?
Probably a wife beater and a tattoo that says and a tattoo that says only God can judge me.
Oh wow! All right, guys, give us your squad real quick before we go to break.
Mine, I got Jay-Z, I got Common, I got Method Man, I got the new guy around the block, Wale, I got Biggie, and I got to get my West Coast guy, Murs.
Man,
that's my team.
That's pretty.
You know,
that's pretty
and
strong.
I'm gonna break it down. You know, on the site and everything. You know, I would throw a quick pointer on there with Method Man. He's kind of like my Chris Paul. Like, he can dish it, but man, if you need him to give you a good 16, he'll get you that too.
Nice. And
because I was gonna go forward on that, but Common's like my vet, and Jay is like my, he's like my LeBron on my team too.
Well,
and then Biggie's my Dwight.
Jay-Z's going to get you the best uniforms out there.
Oh, that's crazy.
Whereas Andrew Martinez is going to...
I got ODB. He's like the Vernon Maxwell of the rap game. Okay?
Absolutely, man.
You know who I thought? You know who missed the cut on my team? Came real close?
Who?
DMX. That's how crazy we are.
Somebody asked me if you took DMX.
I should have taken DMX.
He's your mascot.
Well, DMX will end up too much time in the pen, and plus I don't like him doing prayers all the time.
That's true.
Because
many
what
prayers.
you're gonna end up having is DMX trying to act like FBI trying to free Wheezy when he's in jail time.
I can't have all these barking noises on all my tracks. I can't have that.
Oh man, who's gonna win? You guys got to tune in to find out all the way through All-Star Weekend, and tune in when we come back. We're gonna give you all the highlights from the Super Bowl tonight. Until then, stick around here on Sports Rap Live.